What's up, guys? This is the Colorado Cars and Coffee Podcast. In this episode, we're chatting about hot import nights and what we thought about it. I think the thing we really liked most was that black 240 with from John Tuckweiler. I think that was probably the highlight of that event.
Right.
What did you guys think?
Yeah, we got an interview with him as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it was by far as far as builds go, that was by far the best build.
right, yeah.
Every square inch of that car had been gone over, and there's an insane attention to detail on that car.
I think when we did miss that we didn't get an interview for was it was a red older BMW. It had like the hood was barely open and it had golden etching parts in it. That was really cool. I've been seeing some pictures pop up of that.
Yeah, that was E28. That was really sweet.
There was also that built S2000, that red one with the big turbo and stuff in it. It's in the engine bay, but the presentation wasn't there that the 240 had. It was just kind of parked in the crowd with everybody else.
Yeah, I was surprised not to see presentation areas for the higher end builds. Only one I saw really was that 240. So
yeah,
he might have just carved that out himself and said
he did. He said when I was talking to him, he said that was just all something he'd done on his own. He talked to them and got like approval for it or whatever, but that was just him kind of going out on his own to kind of present his car a little bit better because that was his pride and joy.
Yeah, he said he put those up to prevent the strollers.
Yeah, that was smart. But what do you count as bling? Because he had all that honeycomb carbon fiber on there. I thought that was pretty blingy, for lack of a better term.
Looked like a fully customized interior too. So
yeah, oh yeah.
Did we even find out who won any of? Did we find out who won any of the categories? Because he did have the boot stickers.
I don't know, and they were there till 10.
So, what were our impressions of hot import nights? What's your hot take on Hin?
I think there was some missed opportunities. Probably about 5 or 10 around there, nice cars, and then it was almost like what some people were saying, kind of Walmart parking lot, just had that fence out. And then you go into the building and there's nothing really there. There's just concession and then a little area for models, and nobody was checking out the models area. It seemed like they were kind of going downhill. I don't know.
I'm guessing COVID really impacted. That's why there was an outdoor parking lot of cars with a chain link fence around it, right? We can say it had to be outdoors based on COVID, and that's why there are no cars inside the event center.
Yeah.
So that had to have had an impact.
Yeah, because didn't they initially tell us that it was going to be indoors?
That was my impression.
I thought they were still trying to, maybe there was something decided later on, but yeah, I thought in one of our earlier podcasts we had said something about it actually being indoors.
This was the last one. They had indoors in the last day. They were able to do both, and I think they might have had that impression here. So, I mean, with COVID, you really don't know what exactly they could or could not do. I mean, this is my first one, so I'm not going to lie, I was not impressed by it. I mean, I see a lot of these cars at other Cars and Coffee events, and I fully expected to see some higher-end builds, etc. There was one there, of course, we've already talked about it, was the 240, there was a couple others that we've mentioned, and it's not like we're going to take away the appreciation of the local builds, the lower-end builds, it was just done with heart, is what they wanted to do, but it was a parking lot, and it just felt not as wow. It was pumped up to be, and maybe next year when there's no COVID, I'll be able to give a fairer assessment. But right now, it's just a Cars and Coffee event or a Sonic event. That's how it felt.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a COVID pass and reassess next year. See if it's inside and more upscale. This one didn't feel upscale, but I think it was based on circumstances.
Steve gives it a 2-face mask out of 5.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think COVID definitely had to have played.
It's perfect.
Had to have played a part in this because, like we said, it was supposed to be indoors and ended up being outside. I was confused when I pulled up and there were all those cars parked outside. I was under the impression that it was going to be indoors, but I think I'll give it another go next year. But I think, and again, I don't know if this was a COVID thing, if they just didn't get the registration that they were anticipating. But I think if they want to keep their reputation up, they need to kind of control what gets entered in and what doesn't. There was a lot of stuff in there that was hardly modified.
Yeah, we heard that there were 300 cars entered. So is it a money grab or is it actually looking for builds and good
Right.
cars.
Where was the
John?
other hot import nights that you went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. It was a Chicago one. I was going to make a comment about car culture. Being from Indiana, car culture is so much different out here than it is in Indiana. I think people more, and I've said this before, I think people are more likely to build cars that they want to drive out here.
Yeah.
I don't see the babied garage builds as much. I mean, you see stuff out on the road all the time.
John, what was your impression of the
I don't know about if when you guys came down, did you guys see any signage? Yeah, because when I was coming, there was no signage. I mean, they could have at least, paid a little bit of money and had a sign and say, hey, car show this way. And then they could have gotten some people to pay, get some more people to come in. I was surprised they didn't have anything like that. I mean, I've attended the first one, and I remember people were complaining about standing in the cold in a long line. This time we didn't have that cold, but at the same time, I'm trying to remember what kind of cars we had the first year. I remember it was the Bob Boyu's Datsun truck. That one was pretty nice. I think the first year is probably better than this year, I think by quite a bit.
How long ago was that first year when you went?
I'm trying to remember when that was. So this was the third year they've done it. The past 2 years it was up in Denver. Can't remember what. It was later in the year. I remember that's why we were dealing with the cold at the time. And I think even at that one, they didn't really have any signage from what I recall.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wondered if signage was part of a COVID thing, like if they had to switch outdoor kind of last minute. I wonder if that was signage, but very organized from the beginning. It just, the whole thing kind of felt chaotic, especially with parking, because it was hard to even get to figure out where to go in at because parking was just kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have utilized more space to space things out better, because it was hard to photograph some of that stuff. I mean, cars were parked in there like a parking lot.
Yeah, that for sure.
From space to walk between.
Yeah, they should have had an open space every other spot. That was also hard on my part through photography.
Yeah, it doesn't feel upscale when you're parked right beside the next guy.
Right, I think that adds to the whole feeling like a parking lot meet.
Yeah. And Steve and I noticed because we got there a little before 2. There was no signage. There was nobody directing anybody. Nobody saying, "Oh, you park here," etc., etc. No signs leading to, will call or anything like that. Yeah, some people are going to sit there and say, "Well, it's pretty obvious." It's like, well, sometimes it's not pretty obvious, guy. Okay, so. You follow the crowd, and it was fine. I kind of wish there was signage to where, you could go and park, etc. It's what it was. I think some of it is definitely COVID. I think, trying to find a location that was willing to do it might have been a struggle for them, etc. So, and the spacing definitely grew for you guys on that. Almost like sardine can, because maybe that lot was just too small for what they wanted to do. But in John's case here, first Hot Import Nights was March 31st, 2018.
Yeah, some of the cars, a couple cars I took note of quality is I saw one car, it was completely stock, and then it had aftermarket wheels, and that was its only design change. And then there was another car, I couldn't believe it, but it looked like they went to Home Depot and got spray paint, and then I think there was like a SUV with just a decal on the back window. And I mean, they let some people in that probably should have been outside of the show.
Yeah, I noticed when I was standing in line, I noticed that Acura SUV. It was nothing done to it.
Right.
I don't know if it was there as an advertisement, because like you said, there was some stuff that just had decals.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really strange that was there. And then there was like an older, I don't know if it was a Civic or an Accord, but it would look bone stock except for wheels. And it's like, why are we paying to get? Why are people paying to get in to see this stuff that isn't very special?
Yeah, and Colorado has better quality than that.
Oh yeah.
I think it was the Simply Fresh show I went to last year, and I mean there was a whole lot of nice things. It was completely different than this event. So I don't know why there's a huge turnoff, but it just seems like entries, the people that could enter just didn't want to do it, which was weird.
I think the planning with being an outdoor event, they could have improved the food. It could have been food trucks versus just the the one event food vendor, which has to be there because it's probably by contract or whatever.
Mhm.
If you come to the event center, you must have this vendor for food. And that was okay, but they could have had food trucks lined up outside, several
Yeah.
places. That would have been kind of cool, but
Right.
that didn't happen.
I looked on the website too, and they were when they were listing the event, and they said one of the things, I think it was like they said multiple entertainment zones, and I'm thinking where, I mean, they had a DJ in a corner that you couldn't really hear unless you were in that corner.
Right.
They had the RC cars, but I mean that was like about it. I mean, no like video games or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right. It just seemed way overhyped.
Let's switch gears and see what kind of positive things that we had to say about the Hot at Port Nights. I thought that red Chevy Silverado that was slammed, that was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, I haven't. That was probably the first slammed new body style, like the newest. Well, not the newest. One body style ago. That was probably the only truck in that body style that I've ever seen slammed.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool to see.
So they're just on bags, just like other slammed cars are, or is there something
That one,
to
I don't
raise
know.
up a truck? I don't know.
I didn't look close enough. It didn't look like it was sitting on the ground. I mean, it had a little bit of clearance, so it may not have been on bags. But yeah, I have seen people bag trucks before.
I think some cars I liked too were the penny truck. That was pretty nice. That was kind of like, I believe, near where we were at the entrance to the building. The Austin Bardo's Mazda RX-6 is always nice. It was that red one that was near that, I think it was Cerama Pro, I think it was, that vendor booth. And then the 4G63 NASCAR that was probably on the west side of the lot. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
Oh yeah,
either.
right there by the entrance.
Yeah.
Not right by the entrance, but on that side.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Right beside Ceramic Pro was also a red FD RX-7. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's awesome,
Matt,
Bardo's. Yeah.
Matt, you got some. Oh, okay, same one. So Matt, you got some good video footage of that.
Yeah, that was up on our Instagram. That was by far one of the cleanest cars, period, that I've ever seen. I mean, you could brush your teeth in that paint. It was perfectly clear. A beautiful reflection off of it. Yeah, and it was a right-hand drive one too. I mean, we got those in the States, so you don't see too many right-hand drive ones when you do see them.
I like that white cappuccino, the little Nissan GTR badge in the back.
Yeah.
It's been posted on our group before, and just today we found out that it's for sale, right?
Yeah.
10 grand.
10 grand.
In case anybody's interested is listening to this, you can have that white cappuccino for $10. 10 grand. Or $10. Depends what he takes.
Although don't post for sale, post on.
Yeah, don't post
Thank
for
you.
sale posts. Please, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. We're not
Yeah, that's it right there.
What did I start? Oh no.
That's okay. Post approval, my friends. I mean,
Oh,
I would
you're
say, I would say for me the Lotus wide body that was wide bodied out, the red one, which is all by the Hondas just across from the 240.
Oh yeah, Chris Spencer's.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that was nice. I think that was nice. Of course, the slant truck was good. Steve and I saw that actually together. And honestly, this is just me, and I really don't. I'm not a big fan of stanced or bagged. I'm not, but the high school kid that we interviewed with his Jetta, I just liked what he did.
Keevon.
Yeah, I really did. I liked what he did. And he was very open, front, and honest about it. Saying, next time I won't do bags because it's not comfortable and stuff. But I just liked it. It was understated to me. It looked very clean. So I actually really did enjoy that.
I like the interviews with the Hooney squad team group.
Yes.
Those guys are pretty cool. We were interviewing a couple of the members, Katelea, Mycah, and Steven.
Yeah.
And we turned around behind us, and all the Hoonies were videotaping us, videotaping the interviewee.
That was cool.
That was kind of funny. That was good.
Yeah.
And I've already seen a couple of photographs on Instagram of us and
Of us. Yeah.
around the car and stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, definitely say give a shout out to them because the Hoonies are
Yeah.
really great little car group.
Yeah, so we got some good
really
interviews, and
supported.
it'll
Yeah.
be part of this podcast. You'll see them within this video.
One of the other cool things was that,
Yeah, no, honestly, Alex, 100%. With no COVID, I want to see what you were so intrigued about when you saw in Chicago, because I do, because if that statement's true that we discussed in the first unofficial podcast, that shows like Hot Import Nights and even like something like Simply Fresh are just Fresh are taking that flag away from SEMA, then non-COVID next year at Hot Import Nights, I say we do it. I want to see it where there's no stipulations about what they can do because of COVID. Well, we did
Right.
too, because
Right.
they did that staggering.
That's hot import early
Days.
afternoon.
right.
Hot import blue, hot import blue plate special.
It's hot out here.
It's 3:30. We done. I want to go to the Village Inn for the blue plate.
Yeah, I think Chicago is a nice goal, but Chicago definitely has a very big streetcar scene out there. It's also a much bigger city.
Well, how many of us here are natives to
Nope.
Colorado?
We know you're not, Terry. I'm not.
No, nobody is.
John, are you?
Not really. My dad was in the Air Force, so we kind of moved around.
I haven't even been here for a year, so.
I've been here longer than most natives that I run into. They go, "Yeah, I'm native." Great, you're 18, 51. Lived here for 25 years.
But
anyway.
back on track.
Moving on. There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I have one thing I wanted to touch on. I forgot about, and it's about showmanship. When I was taking some photos of inside of some of the cars, like there was one car that had a hamburger wrapper and a McDonald's cup still in the cup holder. One had a one of those dental little plastic placard kind of things. I was like, really? For a car show? I mean, come on.
Right, it takes 10 seconds to take the trash out of your car and throw it away.
All right. Well, that's it for us here. Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Laters.
This is Terry Colorado Cars and Coffee. We have Kaylee here and her car Luna. So, very simply, what got you into Subarus in the first place?
So I originally had a Kia Soul, and I slid into a curb in a back road, and my husband was like, "We need to get you something all-wheel drive." So I ended up in a Subaru.
Excellent. So, I had first thoughts about the Subaru.
When we test drove it, I instantly loved it. My husband has had fast cars the whole time, and so to finally have my own decently fast car was really nice.
Excellent. So why don't you tell me a little about Luna, actually the name first, and then we'll just get into your build.
So I'd actually never named a car before, and because she was white, I was like, oh, Luna. And my husband's Latin, so Spanish and all that.
Right.
And then from there I decided to go with the Galaxy theme. So, yeah.
Okay, no problem. So more into the Galaxy theme, what exactly does that entail, and what other modifications have you done?
So right now, the only Galaxy theme I've got on the car are my stickers and my license plate frame.
Okay.
I am trying to get a wrap done to where it breaks off. So I think that'll be pretty cool. We recently did my two-piece front splitter, and we did my Perrin performance intake and a Boomba blow-off valve.
Nice, excellent. So we can walk around the car. By the way. We can be mobile.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the wrap you're going to do, just kind of point out how it's going to flow and all that for us.
I want to wrap the back end because I had a really nice person who, one of my friends actually does like paint correction and all that.
Okay.
And he was like, well, you're going to get rock chips, so if you wrap the front end of your car, you're going to get the pits in your wrap.
Right.
So he was like, I would suggest wrapping it from the back. So I would wrap the back end and then have it break off towards the front as if it's like blasting off, kind of.
Right, yeah, okay. All right, we can keep walking down a little bit, so we'll keep going.
We also installed the Burns Auto carbon fiber wheel.
Okay.
I got the purple carbon with the white 12 o'clock stripe.
Right.
And then I've got my window vents by Aeroflow, or not Aeroflow, Visual Auto Works.
Okay.
Jeez.
Right.
So many different names for so many different parts.
Yes. No, I totally get it. It gets confusing at times. That's for definitely sure. So for the novice out there, can you explain the actual how the vents are going to work? Is it aesthetics, or does it give you a performance edge? Exactly what does it kind of do?
So it's more of an aesthetic, just makes it look better. It also allows me to have air in the car without having to have the air conditioning on.
Okay, yeah, so basically no parasitic draw of the power of the AC
Yeah.
running. Excellent. That's good. So do you know how much horsepower you're pulling out of this right now?
I don't yet. I haven't been able to get it on a dyno. I'm tuned through Torque Performance. He's been working with me. We're trying to dial in my tune still. But yeah.
Excellent. And I do notice you have the Vandermeer sticker on there. I live right by Vandermeer. So have you taken it to track, to days at Vandermeer and
I
down the
haven't.
quarter mile?
I haven't yet because I didn't have my performance mods when all that was going on. But I grew up at Vandermeer. My dad used to have a 72 Chevelle that he raced.
Excellent.
So.
Yeah, because we're going to ask, so what really got you into the car scene in general?
My dad's 72 Chevelle growing up.
Right.
Sanded the body of it when I was 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. So so you worked with him on it?
Yeah.
For how long? Just in theory, forever?
Yeah, till it was ready, I guess.
That's excellent. That's good. So, I mean, this is really like your first real fast car?
Yeah, this is my first deep dive into the car community and modding cars and actually getting into the car scene.
Okay, so far, what do you think?
So far, it's pretty good. It has its ups and downs. There are some pros and cons to it, but mostly, I mean, my team is pretty supportive and they're all pretty cool and chill.
Talk about them a little bit.
So I'm a part of Hoonies 303, and we are just a really small, tight-knit team. We always meet up on the weekends, whether it's just a team family dinner or someone got a new part and so we need to rush and put it on.
Right.
But yeah, we're typically rolling to meets together when we can and hanging out when we can.
Excellent. So they start an IG or a Facebook page for the group?
Yeah, so it's at Hoonies 303 on Instagram.
Excellent. That's great. Anything else you'd like to tell us about Luna?
Oh,
It's okay. No, just whatever comes to mind.
I'm hopefully in the near future gonna be getting vented fenders.
Right.
So that way I can cool my vehicle down a little better.
Okay.
I've heard horror stories of the vented hoods and leaking water and snow into the intake.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if the fenders will do a little bit better job to allow for airflow but not damage the intake.
Right. So basically, would it be a full fender replacement, or are you just looking, it would be right about here?
Nope, so it would be a full fender replacement and there would be vents right along how it curves over the wheel well.
Okay, excellent. Wonderful. All right, I think we're pretty good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful car.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. So give us a rundown on your Subaru, basically.
This is a 2018 Subaru WRX.
Right, we can walk around once we're doing this.
Yeah. It is wrapped in cherry blossoms. It's satin black and rose gold.
Right.
It is lowered. I have a stage 1 performance package on it. My drivetrain's completely upgraded. Windows are all blacked out. That's about it. I'm sponsored by a few people.
Right.
And I have my team here that I'm always with. So
yeah, we heard about that. So and Hoonies. So Kayla was ready. Gave us all that information. So give us an idea on what the stage 1 is for our listeners or out there. We have any.
Stage 1 is just an intake and tune.
Okay.
And then I have upgraded clutch, drivetrain bushings, and stuff like that for the drivetrain, so I can launch it and stuff with ease. And pretty much have no issues with it.
Nice. How much horsepower are you putting out of her now?
275 to the wheel.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You take it to Vandermeer at all? You do like quarter mile runs?
I have not. I have a Cobb access port, and it tells me my quarter mile.
Okay.
My best quarter mile was a 14.8, I think.
Nice. That's not too bad.
That
is not bad.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to do this wrap?
A lot of things. Honestly, I like the JDM culture. So
Okay, right.
The cherry blossom was
Yep.
a win, and the white with the rose gold I think looked pretty good.
Yeah, it
So,
really is. It's very catchy. Yeah,
Yes.
it really does look good. Any interior upgrades, anything like that?
I have a short shifter. Other than that, no, not really. Interior is pretty much stock.
Right.
That's about it. I have underglow, I guess,
Okay.
for exterior.
Nice.
You'll see at
Yeah,
night.
well, that's what. So what color? I gotta ask.
I can change it to whatever color, but I
Oh.
run pink.
Oh, you run pink?
Yes.
Okay, cherry blossom.
Yes.
Yeah, see? Definitely into the JDM culture for sure. That's great. You did say she was lowered a little bit.
Yes.
You're, of course, you're running
Just-
coilover, right?
Yes, I am
Okay.
on coils. She's lowered just a little bit. I'm tucking a little bit of tire here.
Okay.
Other than that, I like it. It's not so functional, but
Right, Wayne. Did you notice the difference in ride?
yes.
Okay,
a
was
lot.
was it spine breaking or you?
It
Because
depends.
you know the roads and the springs are
Yeah. I've already jumped it a few times.
Right.
On accident.
okay.
I'm surprised my lip is still intact, but it's still there, so I'm not complaining too much.
That's good. Well, she looks really good. Anything
Thank
else
you.
you'd like to tell us about her?
No. I guess I would just like to thank my team with it, because everything that's done to it, we've done ourselves.
Well,
So,
you know, I heard good things about them, so just say more about them.
Yeah, we're a family. It's more than just a car crew. We're always together, so you always see
As
us
we
together.
can tell,
Yes, you can
there
see.
they are. Say hi.
As they're watching on.
There you go. Excellent.
So, they're family.
How
I love
often you
them.
guys really get together? Is it an everyday thing for you all to get together?
Pretty much every day,
Nice.
every other day, every weekend. We're always out at the meets, so you'll see us out. We're never alone, so
Excellent.
you'll always see at least 2 cars together.
No, that's really good.
Yeah.
It's good to have. It
Yes.
really is. I mean, I don't have Subarus, I have BMWs, and it's the
There
same
you go.
principle. We have
Yeah.
a BMW group, we all do things together, we stick together, we help each other out.
Yes.
That's really good to see. Well, thank you very much for your time, and your
Thank
car is
you.
absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
You're welcome. So perfect. This is Terry Cutter Cars and Coffee. We do have Steven, his Hoonies, and his wonderful WRX STI.
Yes, thank
Excellent.
you.
Why don't
for
you give us
welcoming
an
me onto
idea?
the show?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have a 2017 STI. I'm stage 2 right now. I got a axle back exhaust.
Okay.
I got a design of a dragon on the side here. You know,
And
yeah,
keep going.
yeah, right,
You're
working
good.
on it. Love to go really fast. You know, Mycah really is the one that got me into Subaru. But
Okay.
I've always been like to going fast.
Right.
So I had a 2000 Celica before this guy.
All right.
So moved from that to here, and yeah, now we're pushing weight now. So
All right. So what horsepower are you pulling out of the STI right
so
now?
I'm 303 to the wheel right now.
Okay. You tracked her yet, or you done a quarter mile on her yet?
Only through the Cobb.
Okay.
So I haven't tracked her on like an actual track.
Right. So what do you estimate you can throw down on a quarter mile?
About 13s.
Okay, that's
Yep.
actually pretty good.
Yep.
So what inspired you on your dragon design?
Well, my godmother actually got me into dragons. And so like even on my arm I have
Okay.
a dragon tattoo, and
Nice.
you know, just kept it going. It's just fierce. So, you know, loyal,
Right.
something that's not easily broken, if you will.
Right. No, definitely. So you're at a stage 2 right now.
Yes.
So, and I noticed you did not do coilovers. So
No,
you
I'm
haven't, you haven't
not.
lowered her.
Not
'cause
yet.
You don't feel like breaking your spine.
I'm not, yeah.
Okay, good. Because let me tell you, I've made that mistake.
Right, yeah.
So, any interior mods, upgrades, anything in there?
Only interior wise, not too much. I have the LED underglow lights for the interior.
Okay.
E-brake is a carbon fiber, and
Right.
then a drift button. It's pretty much about it for the interior.
Not bad. So, the exhaust mod you did,
Yes.
is it more performance orientated, or is it more getting a little bit of noise to piss people off?
Performance. So
Okay.
I did the restrictor delete on it,
Right.
and so it's straight piped all the way back from my downpipe, and then with the axle back, just gives you that Subi rumble. You know,
Okay. Excellent.
opens up really well.
Yep. There you go. So, for the novices out there with the delete, what exactly did that do for you?
Allowed more airflow through, which helps you get more power. Obviously, more air coming in, more air going out. That's the best way you want to go about
Right.
it.
Excellent. Well, good.
All right.
So, anything else you want us to know?
You know, it's just a wonderful car. I enjoy it. It's a great time being out here with family and friends. And, you know, if you're into it, get into it. And if you're not into it, well, come join everybody.
There you go. Excellent. Couldn't have said it better. Wonderful.
All right.
Third from Colorado Cars and Coffee. We have Keevon here, who is proud of the Volkswagen GLI. So give us an idea, what made you choose the Volkswagen in the first place?
So before I had the same exact Jetta, just to do the base model, and then I ended up working at a Volkswagen dealership. And 2 weeks after that, I ended up finding this car off Facebook Marketplace, and I got it for a really good price. So I ended up getting it, needed timing done right away. And then right after timing was done, I just started like buying all these modifications for it. Like the first thing I ever did to it was get it tuned, just like a basic chip ECU.
Right.
And then I just had that for a couple months, and then one of my friends ended up selling me some coilovers for dirt cheap.
Nice.
So I had coilovers for like 2 months. And then when I was working at the Volkswagen dealership, some guy came in one day and he's like, hey, like, are you interested in buying bags? And I was like, let me think about that real quick. He's like, I'll sell you some like brand new bags for like $600-700. I said, really? So I ended up buying those. Then I had the bags in my room for like a month or two before I ended up getting management. Then the management sat in my room for like another month. And then come November, I ended up just coming up to the springs up here and working on getting the bags done. And then during bag install, I blew out the rear bag.
Okay.
So then I had to I had a rear coil spring in for the longest time. And then I ended up just getting the bag warranted.
Right.
And then ever since then, it's just been like, ever since I did the bags, I got the wheels in May, at the end of May. And then, I mean, ever since then, it's not really changed much. I just put a new front end on literally yesterday before this car show.
Okay.
And I'm just missing the fenders to put on. Other than that, I mean, I haven't done that much. Like, it's got R32 spindles and control arms for better handling and such.
Right.
But, I mean, it's bagged, so it's not like anything like coilovers will handle or anything.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't, like, expect the best ride quality out of it. And I drive super low, so it's kind of my fault.
How low have you gone driving, and how many potholes have you destroyed?
A lot. My whole subframe is scratched and everything. Like, I ride at, like, 40 PSI,
Right.
which is really low. Like, it's a little higher than this, but, like, nothing much more than that.
Okay.
And like one time I was driving with my friend, he's got this Mark 7 right here.
Right.
I was riding with him, and we were going to my friend's apartment, and like this road I drive it every day, and I've never had a problem. I was driving, going up to the stoplight, and I'm just dragging my frame on the ground.
Oh.
And he was behind me, he texted me, and he's like, dude, I just heard you just scrape the entire way. I was like, yeah, that was not okay. And then it was, I don't know, it's fun. It's It's interesting.
Right.
I definitely have a lot more plans for this, but I want to get something newer.
Okay, so something newer. What are you thinking?
I really want to get like an S or an S4.
Ooh, bag it?
Yeah, I either bag it or I might put it on coils. It kind of
Right.
coils are the way to go for handling, in my opinion. Like,
Okay.
because bags they just add so much added weight, and like you get rid of your whole trunk at that point.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of not really worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
I
No,
know.
that's definitely. So what else, other than bagging everything else in the tune, any other modifications on here that you like to talk about? And
Just
we can keep walking. and
just
go
those
see it.
spindles, control arms. You don't really see much of them.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, let me think. Let's see. No, it's pretty like, it's basically bone stock. I mean, it just looks nice. It's just appealing
Yeah,
to
it
the eye.
does.
That's about all it's done.
Okay.
Just because like if I keep the car, then I want to like end up building the motor and everything, and just going completely like a show car in a sense.
Okay.
But right now, I mean, I'm like, I just got out of high school like a year ago, so
No,
I've
okay.
just done what I can, and
Right.
I'm pretty proud with it.
No, it's really, really good. And give us an idea. Aces High, I guess it is your club.
Yeah, it's my buddy's club. I've been in it for like a year now.
Okay.
We've definitely just gone up a lot, but I mean, it's interesting because there's like a mix of low cars, and then there's a lot of like higher end like V8s and stuff, just like fast cars. But I'm just low and slow.
Okay.
That's my saying that I like
Nice.
to use.
That's excellent. Well, anything else you want to say about the car?
No, I mean, no, I don't think I got anything else for it. I mean, that's all that's all done to it.
Wonderful. Well, she is beautiful.
Thank you.
It
I
really
appreciate
is.
that, man.
Glad you're proud of it. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's
I really do
good to have.
appreciate that.
It's good to see the youth still getting into this.
Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of
Like,
long
yeah, I
ass
bet.
hours. So
Yeah, well, it feels good, doesn't it?
yeah, it feels good now. I mean, it sits nice. It looks great. So I mean, that's all I really can do
Right.
with it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. One. Hi, this is Terry again at Color Cars and Coffee, and we have Emily and her wonderful Subaru WRX. So, Emily, just give us an idea. Why did you choose a Subaru?
So my mom originally had a Forester, and then my brother bought a Subaru WRX as well. So
Right.
I eventually transitioned into a 2015 WRX,
Okay.
and then I had a 19 STI, and then I have this 19 STI.
Nice.
So I just got in. I've always loved cars, muscle cars, any kind of car.
Okay.
So I just got into Subarus. I love the boxer engine, and Yeah.
Lovely. Well, that's good. So we can tell if we can get some video right here of what we have. So what prompted you to do the mods you have done and the performance mods?
So the original engine, it had too much horsepower for it to handle.
Okay.
So I decided to build it up to, it can go up to 700 horsepower. So we're trying to aim for 600 to 700.
Okay, what are you pulling right now? Do you know?
It's about 550.
550?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of quickly, not so in depth, but what exactly have you done or have been done?
So we have an IAG 700 stage 3 long block in there, closed deck.
Nice.
We did a Garrett 25660 turbo and then an ETS front mount. And we did new injectors. There's a tile wastegate, and we're planning to do a fuel surge pump soon.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any other, exterior, interior modifications you've done, or so far it's just
Some exterior. I did some headlights. I did the fog light bezels. We have the canards here.
perfect?
There's some carbon fiber on the side there.
Right.
And then the TGA emblem on the side. I was sponsored by them,
Excellent.
so they built it for me.
Wonderful. Good. Anything else you'd like us to know?
I have a cool steering wheel.
Oh,
in the
well,
car.
what's
It's
cool
carbon
about it?
fiber.
It's carbon fiber?
Red carbon fiber, so it matches the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So just to match the exterior?
Yep,
Or you...
and the red is the whole theme.
Okay.
Yep.
So red's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now,
Yep.
we can actually tell.
Yeah.
From what I can see, yes. So you have red inlays in the cars, you got the red seat belts,
Yeah.
red car. That's
Shift
excellent.
knob and
so
everything.
red's your favorite color.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's
it works.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So what are your plans on the horsepower to get higher? You want to bring it out to 700 or?
I'll probably take it up close to there, enough as the engine can handle, and then maybe go up another long block, maybe to the 900.
Okay.
So push it a little bit more, maybe make it a race car eventually.
Okay, so definitely speed.
Speed, power. Yep, I want it.
So what kind of got you into that car scene apart from just the Subarus, like the power?
Oh
etc.?
gosh, the power. Just watching World Rally Cross and
Okay.
everything, and watching where they did the Isle of Man.
Yes.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's my
Really?
go-to. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's kind of what got me into the power and
So,
the rally.
yeah, I grew up in England, so I know
Okay.
I'm on TT, I know it all, so I
There you
understand where the
go.
rally things come from.
Yeah.
Because in my area, it was unrestricted Group A, so I get you.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Of course,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. You're welcome. Take care.
You too.
We good? Gong K Smooth.
This is Daniel with the smoothest tunes.
This is Terry B with the smoothest jazz in Colorado Springs. Up first is Herbie Hancock with another awful Herbie Hancock jazz song. It's out there that like progressive jazz. Because none of you want to hear any good jazz.
No good jazz.
Not at all. Like Felonious Monk. Why should we play that? Because you in the Springs hate it.
Good improv. Oh, okay.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So this is Terry from Color Cars and Coffee with Dan, who's one of our admins in Color Cars and
That's me.
Coffee. So today we're going to talk about Dan's. Oh, well, somebody moved the NOS can, which we're going to talk about.
Oh, man.
Because nobody cares about his crappy Subaru.
Nope, not
so
at
Dan,
all.
let us know why your Subaru is notoriously slower than your girlfriend's Subaru.
Well, that's a very good question, Terry. Well, if you were to, look at hers, I'm pretty sure you interviewed her, you'll
Yes.
see that she has a built block where I have a lawnmower.
Ah, lawnmower.
Yes. Yes.
Deck size, please.
Yes, exact size. It's actually probably one of the highest lined riding lawnmowers you can actually get in the Springs. I'm
That
pretty
is
sure.
wonderful. That is beautiful. And your cutting deck at length is what, 22 inches?
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah.
that's slightly better than a Honda Civic.
barely.
Ah,
Barely.
very, very good.
See, but we do have more knock, but we have more power.
Very good.
Yeah.
Did you want this to be serious? No, good, because it won't be. Okay, so what other wonderful attachments on your Subaru riding lawnmower have you done?
Oh, well, the riding lawnmower kind of goes fast, not too fast.
Okay.
So I have the amazing downforce in the back
Oh,
with
well,
my
look,
wing.
yes, we have the lighting lawnmower ring. Oh, wonderful.
Look at
ring.
that thing.
That is great. So that serves as a dinner table.
Yes, you can actually eat bowls of soup on there.
Nice.
Pho.
Right.
And the occasional ice cream.
Really?
Yes.
And what is your favorite to eat off your traveling dining table?
You know, usually ice cream, as I realized how expensive it was.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Because when you are running an expensive ride-on lawnmower,
Yeah.
you got to look at a budget.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Any other interior modifications like drink holders for your lawnmower, sunglasses?
No, you know.
Sunscreen.
Maybe sunscreen, but
Ah,
unfortunately
sunscreen.
not at the moment. no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is employing you currently on your wonderful world of landscaping?
Colorado's best. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you guys do apartment complexes?
Yes, we definitely do
Because my
apartment
townhome complex, they suck on landscaping.
they? Well-
Yes, because there's one STI there.
Yeah?
With Texas plays, loud as shit, and doesn't mow the lawn to save his life every morning when he leaves. So can you supplement him and come in and take care of my landscaping?
Maybe. Is he cambered or is he stacked?
He is stacked. Yes. Yes.
I can definitely do it. I
Yes.
got you.
Very, very good.
Yeah,
well,
most
that's
definitely.
good. Wonderful. What other thing do you want the peasants to know about your heap of shit?
Nothing. I mean, I don't have rod knock yet, so you know I'm kind of doing good right now.
That's amazing for a Subaru.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and another interesting fact I learned, you don't vape.
No, I do not vape. I'm probably the only person in Colorado.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
I mean,
I challenge actually anyone
tradition.
to tell me that they don't vape with at least a 2012 and above.
I am amazed.
WRX.
You're not turboed, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Well, where's the blow-off valve? That's typical.
Whoa. You don't need a blow-off valve for everything. I know. Everyone seems to think you need a blow-off valve, but you don't need one.
I just did not know that. I am being educated on riding lawnmowers and blow-off valve.
I mean,
that is amazing.
Imagine getting gapped by a riding lawnmower with a blow-off valve.
That is true.
I'm
I've
just
been
trying to
gapped
save
by
the
a
population.
Toyota Camry, so there you go. What the hell do I know?
Yeah, right?
Well, that's wonderful. Anything else you want us to know about, this prime example of a Toro-built lawnmower?
You know, I got to thank the foreign manufacturers for making such a superb and high-quality lawnmower. You know, I really don't know how I'd have a livelihood without it.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Do you do dog shit removal too?
I could.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Well, we will be talking later. And that's it, kids. And thank you, Dan.
Hey, no problem.
What's up, guys? This is the Colorado Cars and Coffee, and we're live at Hot Import Night, and I'm with John here. You want to tell us about your car here?
Yeah, so right now I got with me a 91 Nissan 240, what's left of one. It's been converted, the front half has been converted to an S15, or the front third. Couldn't afford the whole car, so I only bought the front half.
Yeah.
I've had the car since 2007, so it's been an S15 its whole life, or pretending to be.
Right.
It's kind of weird nowadays when you get to the younger crowd. A lot of people don't know what a strawberry face is.
Right.
So it's kind of cool. But it's a 91 Nissan with an S15 front end and 180 SX tail lights, and it does have an S15 wing with the rear tail light section removed. So it's got a hodgepodge of a few different cars.
Oh, wow. Yeah, one of the things you mentioned was the honeycomb kind of laid carbon fiber.
Yeah, so I met some guys in Colorado, up in Denver, Steven Nelson Racing. The guy's very talented, his crew is very talented, and the guys do a wonderful job with some carbon. It used to be hydro dipped, but to then kick it the next notch, definitely started doing more hand-laid carbon, so the guys took the parts, changed some stuff out, and made it hex. And then they even got wild, and they put some gold carbon in there with the hex, and then even started overlaying it with gold leaf.
All right.
So there is precious metals now in the car along with the titanium. It's pretty cool.
All right, yeah. So what are your future plans for this car?
You know, I don't know, man. I went so far over the top with this thing. Me and Steven have already got some wild plans to change out some more carbon fiber, do some hex, some more detail work. The car, I love this thing, and it seems like I paint it every year. I got to stop that nonsense. But I keep finding things I want to tweak, right? I want to change out a little bit more carbon on it. I don't know. I like the 17s and meaty wheel look, but the younger crowd goes up and says, ooh, and it sucks, right? I don't know. I like the re-competitive, so I kind of want to change the 19s, but I think I'm going to hold out and hold my ground and stay 17s.
Right.
But honestly, I just need to stop messing with the car and build myself another.
Right, yeah. Obviously, I know you from drifting, but there's no plans to drift this car. It's
Oh
more a
no!
show car.
If you remember me from drifting, I'm still terrible. I drifted this car, so I've had it since 2007. Had it through college. Best fun I ever had when it had a stock T25 and a stock motor in it. Awesome. Got a cause one halfway. Things went downhill after that. Wrecked it a few times. Once I moved out here, I did drag racing. Really sucked at that. But had fun, but wrecked it some more. Then I met the boys at 240s. They're like, why don't you drift? Okay. Wrecked it some more. After wrecking the S15 about 3 or 4 times, it got kind of expensive. I had to stop wrecking the front end.
Right.
But the last time I wrecked it at IMI, I kind of collapsed. I broke a coilover off and messed up the strut tower on the passenger side. I love this car. I met my wife in it. I've had it for so long, I couldn't send it to the scrapyard.
All right.
So I rebuilt it, and not trying to sound arrogant, I wanted to build it to a piece of art.
All right.
So I went over the top, gorgeous, crazy black paint job, commitment to there. Thank God for Man Cave and the boys at American Steel for painting it, Man Cave for ceramic coating it. And then, of course, all the gold and titanium, and the carbon, the Kevlar, everything that's set it over the top.
Right.
It's just an over-glorified 240.
Yeah.
And it will not see the track again.
Right. Yeah, and you have a double, was it 2 brake calipers on the rear?
Yeah, so again, it has the Power by Max suspension set up with the rear knuckles. It comes with a set of caliper setups there. So I am rolling dual Z32s.
Right.
I could drift and set it to an e-brake. I have no e-brake in this car, so I just teed it off to make a second set of brakes. Did I need that? No, it's obnoxious.
Right. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the car? Any sponsors? And
No, like I said, I love my guys at American Steel. They did the paint work, they did the body work, they did the upholstery work. They're always there for me. Man Cave always comes in clutch with the cleanup and the ceramic coat. Titanium Works, R-Rods for letting me in. Dimmick Motorsports for wiring the car. Logan's always helped me out, and he's came back to it and helped me there as well. Steven, I got names for days. Steven Nelson. Yeah. The boys at Drift Specialties for the roll cage, 1609 and Glass House paints. There's been so many people that's helped me with this car. Cars, performance, and tuning. Thank God for Lucas and his art and tuning. Even with how bad I drive, he still keeps the car running great.
Right.
So I could go for days.
Yeah.
Thanks to all those people.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining us and chatting about your car.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. See you.